elect the chief of staff. We did not elect the joint chiefs. We did not elect the national security advisor. We elected the government of APC in 2015 and re-elected them in 2019. The reason why we re-elected them was that they continued to tell us that because they had the key to security, and the whole Nigeria voted them in 2015, and I agree with that. And I'm saying, Mr. President, when you want to deal with a matter, you go to the head. So we will go to the government and ask this government to resign because they can no longer do anything in this country. Mr. President, in conclusion, yes, Nigerians voted a government into power. And that government even said, if we don't perform, stone us. We are going with the stones to stone them now because they are no longer. Mr. President, because we have to get to the root of this matter, I can only say one thing. Those who live by propaganda will die by propaganda.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, if we want to be honest with ourselves, and when we are talking about security architecture, why are the service chiefs, why is the Inspector General still in office? Right. In a decent society, they're supposed to resign. Mr. President have done everything that need to be done. But a lot of us will sit down and shy away from being, I'm telling the truth. Yeah. They kill these innocent people every day. I agree. So if we are talking about security architecture, we don't sit down and be talking about what they do only in United Kingdom. In developed countries, they are advanced. Let's be talking about reality of our own localities. I think there will be need to go further. Let's set up an ad hoc committee of the Senate to interface with all the security agencies and bring out the reality of this. Is some of us will be able to talk in that kind of ad hoc committees and bring facts of what we should do.
The tenure of the security chiefs expired a long time ago. They have done their bit. I mean, they've been on this job for quite a while, and I'm sure most of us will agree that at the time when they came into position, things were really bad. They've done their bit, and their tenure has expired. So really, they are illegally occupying the seats they are occupying. So it would be nice, or it would be good for government to look at allowing the security chiefs go and bring in new people to add vigor to the fight against security.
We want to thank the service chiefs. They've done well. They've contributed their own quota. But I believe it is time for them to go. The president needs fresh ideas, fresh strategies that will guide him towards looking into the security challenges currently confronting us as a nation as soon as possible. Thirdly, we equally want to thank the Nigerian police who have done well in securing our nation for the last 50-something years. They have equally done well. They've contributed their own quota towards the nation building in trying to ensure that every 200 million Nigerians are safe. But you will quite agree with me, the number of Nigerian police compared with the trend in the population is not enough to continue to carry out this all-important exercise. To that extent, we are calling on the federal government and the Senate as a major legislative intervention for the creation of state police by amending the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as soon as possible. I want to congratulate the Southwest governor for coming up with the idea of Amotekun. This has forced everybody to go back to the drawing board and looking at it from the angle that there is need for us to take care of our security situation in our various states. Mr. President, the creation of state police will achieve, among other things, one, it will take care of all these little security outfits that have been set up once and for all, and they will be constitutionally backed for them to operate effectively. Secondly, Senator Danjuma Goje mentioned the issue of unemployment. Mr. President, I believe creation of state police will lead to generation of employment. Thousands of Nigerians will be employed in their numbers across the nation building. And a lot of funding has also been raised as an issue. 1% police fund that has been set up by this Senate and being released to this police. What are they using it for? Go to some BPO station, 10,000 naira is given to them from the headquarters as their running cost. This is an eyesore. How do you want commitment from this kind of police? So a lot needs to be done in this regard. So in creating a state police, and as for the fears that the governors will have total control, it's not going to be true. The election, as it affects the federal election, should be handled by the federal government and the federal police. While the state electoral commission, as we currently have it, should be handled by the state local government election. We will solve the problem. So I want us to be dispassionate about this and look at it from the point of view.
We're here today at the American Embassy, and we've just submitted our petition on behalf of the leadership of the PDP and the poor masses of our country. The need for the international community to come to the assistance of our dear country, because Nigeria is a member of Committee of Nations. Nigeria is not an island on itself. It's a member of United Nations. And so when things goes wrong, other international community can come to advise. And that's why we are here. And the content of our petition is for other international communities should come to the aid of Nigeria and to advise our government to obey the rule of law, especially as it relates to the National Assembly and the judiciary. Over the past few weeks, we have passed through very difficult and challenging times. And you know, the case in question is Imo State. And we have submitted our petition. We've addressed a press conference on the issue. And as we speak, Mr. President had lost control of security. Our nation is in danger. We are in pain and we are in trouble. And as a party, we cannot keep our hands waiting for the propaganda of the presidency. This country belongs to everyone, all Nigerians. And today, we backed our minority leader, asking and demand that Mr. President should resign because he has lost control. Absolutely. Around the nation, and you are aware, the media personalities, it is not time for propaganda, and it is not time for the presidency to respond to issues that are very sensitive and germane to the nation and the foundation of our country. And when we speak, you will see one of them responding. But they've left the main issues. The issue is that our people are dying and our people are in hunger. You can't travel from here to Kaduna, which is the nearest place to Abuja. You can't travel. You can't go to Mina. You can't travel on road. All over the country, the insecurity and the amounts of killings are too much and overwhelming. And we believe that the president has lost control. And so the international community should come quickly to the aid of Nigeria. We have the highest IDPs in Africa today as we speak. And yet we are not at war. And that's the mission why we're here.